Myself Prem and I am from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today we are going to learn about Java. Java is an object oriented language. Imagine everything as real world objects within their own properties and actions. Java lets you build programs by organizing these objects and their interactions. Java is portable language. You can write code once and run it on Mac OS and Linux and even in Android. Java is powerful. Java handles complex calculation, interacts with databases, and builds stunning user interfaces. Java is popular amongst the youth these days. Millions of developers use it, meaning plenty of resources and supports available. What can you do in Java? You can build a desktop application, think productivity tools, games, and scientific softwares. You can develop mobile apps. Android apps are often built with Java. Creating websites, powering the back end of many websites and services. Data types in Java. Data types define the nature of the information, shaping the very foundation of every program. Just like an architect carefully selects the materials for sturdy building. Programmers must choose the right data type for each piece of information, ensuring accuracy and efficiency. Kinds of data type. Primitive data type. The primitive data types includes Boolean, character, byte, short, integer data type, long, float and double data type. Non-primitive data types. The non-primitive data types include classes, interfaces and arrays. Let's go with primitive data types. In Java, primitive data types are most basic data types that represent simple values. They are not objects and do not have methods or additional properties. Java has 8 primitive data types which can categorize into 4 groups. Integer type, byte. 8 bytes assigned integer. Its range is minus 128 to 127. Short data type. 16-bit signed integer. Its range is minus 32,768 to 32,767. Integer data type. 32-bit signed integer. Range is minus 2 to the power of 31 to 2 to the power of 31 minus 1. Long data type. 64-bit signed integer. Its range is minus 2 to the power 63 to plus 2 to the power 63 minus 1. Floating point types. Float. 32-bit floating point. It is recommended to use the small f or capital F suffix to indicate a float literal. Double. 64-bit floating point default for decimal values. Character data type. 16-bit encode character. It can represent a single character. Boolean type. Boolean represents true or false. These primitive data types are used to store simple values efficiently. It's important to note that primitive data types are passed by values, meaning the actual value is passed by methods or assigned to variables, not a reference to an object. Non-primitive data types. In Java, non-primitive data types are also as referred type or object. Unlike primitive data types, which hold simple values, non-primitive data types are more complex and can represent structured data. Here are some common non-primitive data types. Arrays. Arrays are a collection of elements of some data type. They can be one-dimensional and multidimensional. Strings. Strings are sequence of characters. In Java, strings are objects and there is a string class to work with them. Classes. Classes are user defined data type that encapsulates data and behavior. Objects are instances of classes. Interfaces. Interfaces define a contract for a class that implements them. They can contain method, signature, and constants. Lists. Java provides several collection classes such as array list and linked list, which are used to store and manipulate group of objects. More about primitive data types. Boolean data type. It is used to store only two possible values, true and false. Integer data type. The integer data type is generally used as default data type for integral values. Float. It is recommended to use float if you need to save memory in large array of floating point numbers. Character. The character data type is a single 16-bit Unicode character. This is data type is used to alphabetic characters. Double. The double data type is generally used for decimal value just like float. Thank you. And if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button.